Age is just a number. I'm at a place in life where that now feels more relevant, where that's no longer an abstract concept. I actually want that to be true. And by the way, for context, I'm 64, recently turned 64, and I'm okay with that. I'm not struggling with being 64 years old. But still, wouldn't it be cool if I could change that number? If I could do something that changed my age? By the way, the thing is, I actually can, and so can you. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Dave. It's very important for you to know that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a licensed personal trainer. I'm a guy who is passionate about walking as a fitness activity. In fact, I'm so passionate about the benefits of walking every day that I want to encourage as many others to do the same, which is why I started a podcast called Walking is Fitness. It's a daily 10-minute podcast that I record while I'm outside. So essentially, you're walking with me every day for 10 minutes. So let's first define our terms. There's our chronological age. For me, that's 64. That's the age that's on my birth certificate, my driver's license. There's nothing about that I can change. Although my wife's father, my father-in-law, he emigrated to the United States from Argentina. And when they came into the country, his parents, to save some money, lied about his age. They made him younger on the paperwork, and that saved them some money. Well, as my father-in-law was approaching that time of life when he could claim Social Security, he needed to have the right age. Plus, he was a little bit older than what was on his paperwork, so he wanted to be able to claim that earlier. So they did some research, I guess found his original birth certificate, and he learned that he was actually 3 years older than he had thought. 3 years. Well, that's one way to change your chronological age. Don't recommend it though. There's another term, and maybe you've heard this one, biological age. This is how old our cells are, the rate at which we are aging physically. Biological age is an indicator of how long we're going to live, and maybe even our health and the decline of our health. Biological age is actually something that could be completely different from our chronological age. I'm 64, can't change that, but my biological age might actually be older, might be 64, or could be younger. And they have tests that they can do to determine what my biological age is, what your biological age is. And there are factors that go into your biological age, my biological age. My genetics, your genetics. Can't change that. Nothing you can do about that. But there are factors that you and I do have control over. What we eat, how much sleep we get, how we manage stress, how much exercise we get. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, exercise, and the impact that it has on my biological age, on your biological age. And they've actually done research that indicates if you do cardio exercise consistently, you can lower your biological age by 5.5 years. Now, I need to pause just for a moment and let's talk about walking as exercise. I think oftentimes we don't think of it in those terms when we hear exercise. When we hear the term exercise, the word exercise, we think of things like going to the gym or running or intense cycling. But walking can be exercise. Now, a lot of the walking that you and I do probably doesn't rise to the level of exercise. Right now, I'm walking as I'm talking to you, and I'm going at a pretty slow pace. And while research indicates that movement is good, movement is better than sitting, what I'm doing, walking, even this slowly, is better than sitting, it's not exercise. And the experts tell us that if we're walking at between 3 and 4 miles an hour, and we're doing that consistently, well, now walking rises to the level of exercise. So if you're walking with some intensity and certainly some intentionality, and you're doing that consistently, there's research that it indicates you and I can lower our biological age by 5.5 years. But wait, there's more. This research came out a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and this one I loved because typically I walk much faster than I do right now. I walk at a pretty brisk pace. And so the exercise that came out recently indicated that those who walk fast and do that for consistently for a decent amount of time can actually shave 16 years off their biological age. Do the math, 64 minus 16. I'm kind of liking that research. But you know what? When we are consistently pursuing fitness, consistently walking, it not only has an impact on our biological age, it also has an impact on how we feel emotionally. When you and I are healthy, we feel younger. When we are strong, we feel younger. When we're able to do the things that we enjoy doing because we're physically capable of doing those things, we feel younger. So pursuing fitness, pursuing exercise, consistently walking every day has an impact not only on my biological age, it also has an impact, I guess, on my emotional age. You know, age is just a number. How do I feel? Do I feel younger? And if I'm consistently moving and I'm feeling stronger and I am stronger, that's going to have an impact on feeling younger. And there's one more thing. Just for kicks, I did a little bit of research and I fully expected that this was going to come back with, nope, can't change that. Exercise, fitness can't change that, has no impact on that. And that is, okay, what about gray hair or going bald? If I consistently pursue fitness, if I'm walking, will that have an impact on how gray I am or how much hair I have? And again, I expected that research to come back, sorry, can't do anything about that. Guess what? There is research that looked at that question and discovered that you actually do have some control over your gray hair and over how much hair you have. A lot of it has to do with stress. Exercise and walking can lower stress, can lower how we handle stress, and actually can have an impact on the rate at which we turn gray and perhaps even lose our hair. I think that's a pretty cool benefit. If you are considering beginning exercise, beginning a commitment to get stronger, to pursue fitness, my recommendation is that you start small and that you think long. Walking is great exercise, but don't start with 10,000 steps a day. Start with a commitment of walking every day for 10 minutes. And that's where my podcast, Walking is Fitness, comes into play. Every day there's a brand new episode. Every day there's a little bit of added motivation and encouragement to head out and take a walk. And I invite you to download an episode of Walking is Fitness and let's go for a walk together. Thanks for watching and have a great day.